Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream, and I'm just reading the old messages from the old chat, and let's have a look. Matthew says, if Jess McFadden asked you out, would you accept? Absolutely, absolutely. But to be honest, Matt, if a cow asked me out, I would probably accept as well. So it's a pretty low bar you're sort of asking there. A pretty low bar, it has to be said. But yeah, if a cow asked me out, I'd say yes. So if Jess asked me out, I'd say definitely yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, bloody yes. Bloody yes. Helium Trophy says, Jess is bloody annoying, and I say this as someone who's fairly left-wing. Yeah, she is. She's just how can I put it politely? She gets on my tits. There you are. Helium Trophy says she's part of Autosport. Yeah, I thought she was. Yeah, so there you go. And that was that, says Helium Trophy. Matthew says, lol, did YouTube kick you out? Yes, they bloody well did. Matt, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yes, YouTube kicked me out. Did YouTube kick you out? Yes, they did, Matt. They did. They kicked me out. They said, that's it, we're done with you. We've done with you, Huckster. That's it. You can't keep saying all this crap. We're kicking you out, and I'm done, and I'm gone. Anyway, hello everyone. I'm back again. Welcome to well, that was strange and unusual, and I don't know why. I was just sitting here on this screen and it come up with an error. So that's very weird because I'm not. Well, all right, I'm on the internet streaming, but I'm not actually doing anything physically with the game at the moment. I was just sitting there and suddenly it went, there's been an error, and I went, okay, and it stopped the stream obviously, because as soon as you get an error on any of these games, the stream stops automatically. There's not a lot you can do about that, so I've had to restart it again. So I apologise. I will wait for everyone to gather all their resources back together again, and we can start again. Yes. So there you go. Welcome everyone back to Breaking Point Part 3.1. Maybe YouTube did, just for shits and giggles. They went, nope, kicking you out now, kicking you out. And thank you, Mr. Helium Trophy, if you have returned to this stream. I did read your messages. Yes, Jez is very annoying. But in case you didn't hear earlier, Matt, yes, I would go out with Jessica if she asked me. But as I also said, if a pig asked me out, I would say yes as well. So it's a pretty low bar. A pretty low bar for acceptance, I have to say. Yes, a pig or Jessica McFadden, either one will do. Anyway, I'm going to go now because obviously YouTube are having problems with me. So I'm going to go to the final chapter for this evening, Chapter 9. Mechanical failures and team strategy frustrations have impacted Ackerman's early races this season. With the grid now heading to Zandvoort in Ackerman's native country of the Netherlands, he hopes that a return home will be the panacea, that's a nice word, isn't it? Panacea to his recent struggles. Okay, more socials. Oh, no, go away, don't like. Oh, Crofty, I see the... Oh, God, got a phone call. It's Zoe? It's the missus. It's the... I didn't realise I was playing as Ackerman, and that's the... hello? Oh, she's gone. Before I had a chance to pick the phone up. Is she coming? Oh, she's coming back. She's stalking me. Go away! Hello?
Zoe.
Daddy!
Hey, Lils. What have you been doing today?
I drew a picture.
Yeah? What's it a picture of?
It's a secret.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll show it to me later.
Maybe. Will you win today, Daddy?
I hope so, Lils. Hey, can I ask you a question?
What's the question?
Who's your favorite racing driver?
Huckster.
You are.
Oh.
Just checking. Can I speak to Mommy now?
No.
Okay.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Lily.
Oh, okay, right. Crofty F1. I see the Orange Army are out there with force today. Support for the countrymen's word so impressive. Shut up, Crofty. It's the real Devon Butler. Love the Netherlands. Love the Dutch Grand Prix. Oh, we've got boring people now. Where's the stars of the show? What, they're not there. Look, there's no F1 YouTubers. Oh dear. Right, Jeff Nielsen. Zandvoort is a narrow, full of elevation changes to extremely steep camber. Yes, we know that. Thank you, Louis Sutton. Oh, well, that's all right. Thank you very much, Zoe Ackerman. Oh, that's the missus. That's the missus. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Let's just go to the final chapter for tonight, just in case YouTube decides to shut me down again, because I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. You know. Let's go to the final. It's got to be a full race. It's got to be, because we haven't had anything of any substance tonight. So let's have a look and see if we go into a full race. With family in the crowd, Casper Ackerman looks to a familiar track to turn around his fortunes. Oh dear, that's bad news. With the family in the crowd, we could have an almighty crash. We could have explosions. We could have bits of wheel flying into the. Oh no! The family's in the crowd. The family's in the crowd. No! Surely not. It's not going to happen, is it? Surely no. Of course it's not. It's family friendly, isn't it? It's Codemasters. They're not going to do anything like that, are they? No. Let's hope not. Anyway.
Hello and welcome to Zandvoort for another round
Oh
of
God.
Formula 1 action.
Oh God, it's Crofty. Right, let's see where we are. Where are we?
Let's run you through the driver grid order
Yes.
for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from
Hey,
pole
Tim.
position, and it's Lewis Hamilton.
Lulu.
alongside. Considering
Lulu.
the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc,
Lando.
Sergio Perez, and Bottas.
Yes.
Sainz, Ackerman,
Hey!
Fernando Alonso,
8th place!
and
Get
Daniel
in there,
Ricciardo.
old boy! Get in there, old boy! Oh
Esteban
look,
Ocon,
12th!
and
Loser!
Tsunoda.
Loser!
Butler, Giovinazzi,
Butler! Devon
George
Butler!
Russell, and Nikita Mazepin.
Oh, Mazzy spin!
Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Yeah, this has got to be a full race. It's got to be.
The crowd's all behind you today, Cass. Let's use that momentum and see what you can do out there.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look, they put me on the wrong strategy. I don't want that one, do I? Hard and then soft. No, I don't like going hard and then thank you very much. That's the end of my YouTube career for the whole of the last 9 years or whatever it's been. Thank you, that's it, I'm done. Oh God. Right. Selected strategy, we want that one, but we want to edit it because we want to start on softy softs and then we'll go for meaty meats. There you go. Not bad, not bad. 18 laps. We'll take 1 lap of fuel out of the car. Should be fine to the end of the race. Car setup, as always, we're just going to go with the default setup because we're not on the highest AI difficulty, as I explained at the start, because I wanted to get through this because it's the first time I've ever played it, and I didn't want to get into a situation where I couldn't complete what the objective was and have to restart it. You know, that's boring to you and it's boring for me as well to keep doing it, so I just wanted to get through it. I'll probably go back and do it on hard level later on, probably off YouTube, but just for this we're just doing it on challenging, which apparently is only about 70 AI. But never mind, let's go. And it's go! Straight past Bottas into turn 1. We got Perez, we got Leclerc. Oh my god, no! Oh, that's fucked it. Oh, whoopsie.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. That brings you up the place? You've moved up to 5th. That's P5. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Lulu!
That move was reckless. We're lucky not to have been penalised.
Oh, shut up, Jeff. Lulu!
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
No, Lulu! Get back.
We're leading our teammate by 11.5 seconds.
So we're in the lead, but we are going to force the issue on the wing because the oversteer is a little bit horrific, as you can see. I think we're going to come in now. Look at that tyre wear, look at that, because of the damaged wing. So we're going to lose about 5 seconds getting the wing changed. Hopefully I can catch back up again.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Right, we've got to catch Devon Butler. 5 seconds up the road. Oh, that feels better. Can we get back in the lead? Oh, Butler's coming
In
in,
the pits. Aiden in the pits.
and our teammates in. Wow, we've got a huge crowd of cars in front of us. Oh, down the inside. Oh, Sonoda's coming. That was unfortunate. Pass this lap.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Lulu! Oh! I think Lulu wants TV coverage, to be honest.
5 laps of fuel remaining. Gap to teammate behind is 22.8 seconds.
I can't catch Banksy Boy, it's unbelievable. Here we go. Whoa, here we don't go.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
I got him.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
Yes, it's a win for Aston Martin, said no one ever.
You deserve that race win.
Woo!
What a race for Casper Ackerman, proving the naysayers wrong with an emphatic performance. He'll be delighted by that podium finish.
Well, we all know he can do it. It's just been a while since he has. Great race from Ackerman and some much needed points for Aston Martin.
Yes, well done.
It's time to present the top drivers with
There he is, there he is. Look at him, look, so sprightly. Only 47 years old. Look at that, he can hardly lift that trophy up.
On the top step.
Held off right a setting there, look at that. Oh, steady, son, steady. Do you want your Snattergen? Do you want your Snattergen? Oh my goodness. Steady on there, lad. Blimey. Well, what do you think of that, chap? What do you think of that? It's fantastic or sensational. Alright, that's the final chapter for tonight.
Fans really seem to enjoy that. It made it look easy.
A podium finish today, Casper. Here in front of your home crowd. How does it feel?
Yeah, even after a career as long as mine, I still want to continue to prove myself and remain competitive out there. A podium finish is an accomplishment for any driver, but it's all the sweeter when you can do it at home, so I'm very pleased.
And the fastest lap too today. Is that something you expected?
Hey, I should do it all seasons as Casper Ackerman.
It's realistically not something you think you're going to get too often, so no, I can't say we expected it, but it's certainly a welcome surprise. Every point counts, so come the end of the season, we might be more grateful for it than we realize.
How is everything at Aston Martin? Are spirits high? Is the team happy?
I won't lie and say we're having a great time. Everyone knows we've struggled a little bit recently. Things aren't 100% right now. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. Look, any job has its issues, and driving in F1 is no exception. But the focus is very much on turning things around.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Claire. Nice tits. Oh dear. Casper Ackerman put on a all these big words Codemasters keep putting in here, it's unbelievable. Put on a virtuoso performance at the Dutch Grand Prix with a podium finish in front of the home fans. Fantastic. Oh, there's more.
Hey man, great race today.
Thanks.
Bloody hippie.
Nice one.
Ah, it's Butler!
Can't argue with that performance. Jamie teammate couldn't bring himself to congratulate you.
Yeah, well, he's just a kid.
Kid who's getting signed by Mercedes.
So they say.
Never gonna happen.
Oh?
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah?
I've been approached.
Really? Well, congratulations.
Keep it under your hat, but talks are going well. So you're gonna have to get on with Jackson for a little while longer.
Yeah, well, we get on fine.
That's not what I heard. chatting with one of your mechanics. He had some very interesting things to say about Jackson. You know what his problem is, don't you?
Go on.
Thinks you're getting too old. Says you're not fast enough anymore.
Too old.
Hey, mate, his words, not mine. You want my advice? Prove him wrong. See, he should respect you like I do. Great race out there today, buddy. Yeah? Ciao.
Such a smarmy little shit. Devon Butler. I love that man. Anyway, there you go then. We will continue tomorrow with some more Breaking Point chapters. Whatever, I've forgotten now. I think it's 10, 11, 12. Well, what do you think of that chat? Let's go to the chat now and see what we got. Wowzers. Helium Trophy says, the powers of Jess McFadden kicks you off. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Don't tell Dave, but I used to be a WTF1 fan before I came to this channel. I bought a couple... What's that? What's that? I bought a couple of their merch in like early 2018 when Ricardo was at Red... Excuse me everyone, I will be back in a moment. I just have to remove Matthew D'Souza from history. Helium Trophy says, I watched some of it, but I stopped watching when I started fundamentally disagreeing with them all. Exactly, exactly. Here's a fascinating fun fact for you fascinating fun fact fans out there. X-Matty G has seen my piss take video of the WTF1 that I made. Yes, he's actually seen it because I linked it to him and he sent a reply saying, what a strange video. So with that in mind, all I can think of is that he watched it. Otherwise, why would he say it's a strange video? Because, you know, it could have been anything, couldn't it? Anyway, I shall hold that in my heart and just think that, you know, he said that because he watched it. Yes, X-Matty G thought I was weird, which is nothing unusual because I am weird. So well done, well done. It almost brings me back to the time when Araver watched my YouTuber versus small YouTuber versus big YouTuber, and he said that video was as good as Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I know, it gives me the feels. I just it hits me right there, it does. Araver, the great Araver himself, referred to my video as good as a Star Wars movie, everyone. A Star Wars movie. Oh, sometimes I can't carry on. I have to take a breath and just think about that moment. I really do. Matthew says, when you watch YouTubers that produce consistent content with less than 5,000 subs, you respect them much more, especially as people compared to most big YouTubers aim to try and steal cash out of people. That's very, very true, Matt. Very, very true indeed, yes. I've never tried to steal cash out of people. I get donations. I get some very generous donations along the way, which is I'm always happy to see, but I try never to actually sort of, you know, well, as you probably know, this year, or was it last? No, it's probably last year now. I can't bloody remember because the years are going by so fast. If you remember, for one whole month, I put a subscribe button on to my videos. You know, the big YouTubers, they got the subscribe right at the beginning of the videos. I did that for a month. I looked at the analytics, and basically, it didn't make any difference. I gained, I don't know, 2 subscribers, something like that, which is usually what I gain anyway, to be honest. So I thought, you know what, I'll keep it going for the month and then I'll take it off. So I then removed the subscribe button, and it's never been there since, and I haven't got any plans to repeat it. It was just an exercise. I just wanted to see what would happen, but I haven't got any plans to repeat it. So in the words of Cockney Dave, if you want to bloody subscribe, hit the button. If you don't want to, then don't. I don't give a shit. No one gives a shit, really. Know what I mean, Cobbles? Yeah, buy the shitty merch which they spent peanuts on and selling it for stupid money. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well done. Lionel Plessy, welcome to the stream. He says, I missed part 2 of the series. Never mind. There's always catch up. Yes, it's on my channel right now, part 2 somewhere. This is part 3.1 because YouTube, in the powers that be, decided to cut me from air, so I had to restart it. Plano Plenty says, Matthew D'Souza, I never liked WTF1. Matt Gallagher was better when he went under the name X Matty G. Yes, he was. I used to watch Matt as X Matty G. Yeah, he was quite funny, I have to admit. He was quite funny, and I used to watch him, but then he went all commercial on us, and you know, he started doing stupid things like deleting all the videos from his channel, because as anyone who used to watch X Matty G would know, he referenced Jippos a lot in his videos. Nearly every video he sort of said, are you a Jippo? And he sort of cottoned onto that. That's not PC anymore. It's not PC. So he decides to remove his. He does it sometimes, but then he brings it back later on when it's all calmed down a bit, which is a bit stupid, you know. I don't honestly know why he's still got that channel. Maybe it's just so that it's a memory for him that he can look back on. I don't know. But I mean, personally, I'd deleted it, you know, because he's moved on to bigger and better things. So why does he still need to have that channel? It's certainly not for the money, because he can't be making any money from it, because nobody actually makes money from dead YouTube channels, so I've heard anyway. Yeah, unless of course unfortunately they're dead themselves. But actually, if you stop a YouTube channel, pretty much overnight the revenue just completely dries up, so I've heard anyway. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, that's what I've heard. So yeah, so he's not making any money out of it, so why would he bother? Why would he bother? X Matty G was so much better. His noob series and the ARR was great before he joined WTF1. Yep, absolutely agree with you. I like parts of the WTF1 podcast, but it's mostly waffling on that everyone with what everyone agrees with. Yep. That's the problem, says Helium and Trophy. What's the point of a podcast if there's nobody disagreeing with anyone? Exactly. That's why, if you notice on my Hookster Talks, when I actually talk to people, I waffle on about some old shit, and then someone interjects and says, no, hang on a minute, Dave, because you're talking out your arse. And that is the point of the show that I absolutely love. I love it when they say, no, I don't agree with that at all. That's why I do the show. In fact, that's why I do it, because I love that bit, you know, because I love to, you know, we all love to think that we're awesome and brilliant, and then someone else come along and say, hang on a minute, actually you're a big plum, mate. Yeah, so I love that bit. I think it's great. Another thing I don't like is the cringy internet's best reactions. Yeah, that's not good, is it? That's not good at all. If you're making memes while watching the race, you're not really watching the race, are you? Very true, Mr. Helium Trophy, you're not. But then again, they're calling that market of youth interaction with F1, and everything has to be done via memes. Yeah, that's true as well. Also, that cringe meme from 2017, that's Radion, actually. Yeah, I remember that one. Bloody hell. They rinsed that one to death, didn't they? And that one went for a while. It was fucking shit, yes. Matthew says, I accept my generation isn't great on social media, but the late 2000s, early 2010s generation will be even worse. They get spoon-fed everything and they are so spoilt. I know this as an under-9s football coach. Yep. My generation being early 2000s, born in 2001. If Dave tried to do another WTF1 parody video in 2022, 13-year-old WTF1 fans would contact YouTube to take his channel down, whereas 2017 you just about got away with it. That's very true as well, Matt. Very true indeed. Yeah. I am surprised I did get away with a lot of the things that I said, but I've said this before, I've got this sort of, I wouldn't call it a gift to be honest, but I skirt very close to the line, but then I don't sort of try and cross the line. I could cross the line very, very easily, but I always know when I have crossed the line, and then I know that there's probably going to be some repercussions of that. So I always try to keep skirting around the line, but don't go over it. So yeah, that's probably why I've stayed on air for so long. Part of getting old, really. Yeah, that's me. That's me, bloody old bastard. I think he's too under the radar for 13-year-olds to care. That's very, very true. Very, very true. Although you say that, Mr. Helium Trophy, I was very surprised. But my demographic for my channel, now this absolutely astounded me. My top viewers for my channel are 16 to 24 years old. Yeah. Absolutely astounded. Now I looked at the 50 to 55 category, there is no one of my age, 50 to 55, watching my channel. Now, don't you find that a little bit weird? I find it very strange. Although someone in the comments said to me when I was remarking about that, I think on one of my Hooks to Talks, they said, yeah, but Dave, to be fair, probably no one over 50 even knows what YouTube is. And it got me thinking for a minute, and I thought, you could be right there. You could be right. How many people really over 50 are seriously into YouTube? I don't think there's many, to be honest. I mean, I only got into YouTube because, like, making videos and stuff like that has been something I've been doing from a very, very early age. I think 16 years old, I think. When I first got video recorders, I started to put little snippets together into what I suppose you could call an early version of memes, to be honest. But yeah, I used to put little snippets of films together. You know, funny bits or serious bits or action bits. I used to put like 4 or 5 action film sequences together and splice them together into sequences, and I used to change the music and stuff like that. And I was doing that at 16 years old. Yeah, 16 years old. And at that time I was very heavily into music as well. I used to do, I don't know if you kids will even know what it is, but they used to call it scratching back in the day, which is where you used to get the record and push it forwards and backwards very, very fast, yeah, to make a new sound. I didn't used to do that. I used to do it as an experiment, but not very well. But what I used to do was splicing 2 songs together so that you couldn't really hear the join. That's something I was very enthusiastic about doing, because I had these record decks where you could actually change like the tempo, you know, and the speed, not just in like 33, 45 and 78. They actually had tiny little adjustments for speed where you could just turn them up a little tiny bit so you could make them fast, so you could get 2 records that were going at different sort of RPMs, but you could match them to each other so that you could splice them together. I used to do that and then record it onto cassette tape. Oh my god, so much fun I used to have in the 80s. So much fun. Yes, so much fun. It was just brilliant. It really was. I'll tell you that you probably heard this before, but in 1982 I actually did a pirate radio station. I had a couple of record decks, I had the transmitter and everything, and I run it for 2 weeks. But to be fairly honest, I was so worried about getting caught by the police that I stopped. Yeah, but I ran that station for about 2 weeks. I ended up with about 100 listeners in the end. Yeah, it was brilliant. It really was brilliant. It was a great time. So yeah, I had a pirate radio station in 1982. That was 1982. I remember that well. I got all the stuff like second-hand, the transmitter and the record decks. It was all second-hand stuff, but it was all working. And yeah, I run it for 2 weeks. It was running 24 hours a day as well. I don't know what the range was. It wasn't a lot of range. Probably about, I don't know, because it wasn't a big transmitter. It was only a little thing. Probably about 2 or 3 miles, something like that. But as I say, I ended up with about 100 listeners in the end. I was like, wowzers, you know. And I run it 24/7 as well, not just cut of hours. I was running it because I just had a tape on a loop that kept going while I was asleep, and I used to wake up and great times. Absolutely. Anyway, I'm waffling, but they were great times, yeah. And so for me, I was doing all that stuff even long before YouTube came along. So when YouTube came along, well, I didn't know what it was for years because it was in its infancy and I wasn't really worried about it. But as soon as about 2012, 2013, and it started to sort of really take off, that's when I sort of started taking interest in YouTube myself. And I'll say it was just really an extension of what I'd been doing years ago in the past, making videos and stuff like that. I mean, not just making YouTube videos, I've made lots of different videos. I've made a couple of people's weddings videos, believe it or not. Yeah, back in the day, that was back in the 80s, that was on videotape. A couple of people asked me if I could, splice their wedding together, put in some nice little titles and, end titles and beginning titles and make it look pretty professional, and I did that for a couple of people. So yeah, I've done wedding videos as well. So yeah, I'd say so. YouTube just ended up as an extension of everything that I'd sort of done before, to be honest. Right, let's get back to it. Where are we? I've lost the chat now, chat. I haven't lost it. I've lost where I was. Here we go. Scott Barnes says Devon Bloody Battler. Yeah, Devon Bloody Battler. It's going to be my new saying now, as well as my most famous one, of course, which was, well, everyone knows it, don't they? Everyone knows it. It was, oh God, I've forgotten his name now. I've forgotten his name. Oh God. Oh, so many names, I could never remember him. What was his name? What was his name? No, I've forgotten it. You have to tell me the name in the chat. Tell me the name in the... You know what the name is. Tell me the name in the chat and then I'll do the line. I was watching a video, says Donald Plessy, about the failed US F1 team. Remember that? Yes, I do. The funniest bit was when Peter Windsor asked a question saying, hands up if you think we won't make it to Bahrain. Yes, everyone raised their hand. Donald Plessy says he fits in the 1624 demographic as well. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Very weird though, isn't it? Very weird. I say, no one of my age watches my channel. So if you're out there in your 50s, come join me and, leave me a message and say you're, 50s, because I'd love to see at least one person that's actually watches a channel that's over 50. My dad's 57, says Blind Plessy. We always watch dashcam videos on YouTube. Nice one. Nice one. Matthew says, I don't find it strange, as I thought you were about 30 when I first started watching you before your 1,000 subscriber video, when I finally saw who you were. Yeah, that was always a mistake, that video. I still stand by that video and think, you know what, I should have just stayed as a mystery man, because I kept teasing you all for years before, just showing bits. Now I used to do Halloween, I used to have the masks on, if you remember. I had one where I took one mask off but I had another mask underneath it, and everyone went, fooled you. And I think it was better when you didn't know what I looked like. In fact, I think everybody that's seen me thinks, yeah, it was a lot better when we didn't know what you looked like. But there you go. The mask has been revealed. The Phantom of the Opera was really underneath. So you thought I was about 30 when I first start? Well, no, that's understandable. That's understandable. I haven't really got the voice of someone in their 50s, because a lot of, I'm not being disrespectful to my own sort of 50-something, but once you start to reach 50 and you start to slow down a little bit, and your voice starts to sort of go bit monotone and boring and like this, you see, and you start talking about your day and how you had Weetabix for your breakfast, and it was very, very interesting, very, very interesting indeed. Then later on you were going to go out to your garage and maybe do an oil change on your Ford Cortina, because that's what we do when we go past 50. But I've never sort of had that sort of voice, because in my mind I always think that I've got to entertain people. So this voice I am putting on this voice now, because this is not how I speak normally. If you saw me out and about in the high street and spoke to me, you'd say, wait a minute, that's not the Hookster. What have they done with him? Because I don't speak like this, but this is my entertainment voice. This is the way I convey stuff, because I like to make it at least sound exciting, even if it isn't, which it isn't. I'm just chatting shit, but at least I try and make it sound exciting even when I'm chatting shit. Matthew says, you sound younger than your age for sure. Well, thank you, Matthew. I'm actually going to treasure that. I'm going to put that on my wall. I'm going to write that sentence out. You sound younger than your age for sure. Whoopity whoop whoop. Yes, that's what I say. Brian Plessy says, you did pirate radio. Perhaps you could have been the next Steve Wright. Yeah, and the next, I love Steve Wright. I'll tell you, we used to have him on in the morning at work, and then he went to Steve Wright in the afternoon, which wasn't as good for me because I worked all the afternoon, so I couldn't listen to him, and I was very, very upset. But Steve Wright in the morning, I used to put him on in the car on the way to work, and then when I got to work, we'd all have a cup of tea before we started work. So we all had Steve Wright for about an hour before work, whereas in the afternoon there wasn't really an opportunity. So I was very disappointed. But Steve Wright, I have to say, I haven't listened to him for ages, so I don't know what he's like now, but back in the days of Radio 1, Steve Wright was an absolute genius, and the voices and the characters that he had on his show was absolutely brilliant. I mean, an all-time favourite of mine was Mr. Angry. If you've never heard Mr. Angry, then see if you can find him somewhere on YouTube, you know. But he was just a brilliant character that he'd invented, and it was all done by Steve Wright. It all came out of his brain, and it was great stuff. And yeah, everyone, I mean, I used to work with about 20 people, and every one of us didn't have a bad word to say about Steve Wright. We all loved him, and thank God, it looks like through all the troubles of the past 10-15 years of Radio 1, and I'm not going to go into details, but we all know what's happened there. It looks like Steve Wright, but I think I already knew this anyway, that Steve Wright was possibly one of the very few genuine people at Radio 1, which is great to know that there was actually, someone like that there. I'm not going to say because I've no idea, but no, he's still on air. He hasn't been arrested. He's not in jail. So as far as I'm concerned, he's still, a good guy. I can't comment and say that maybe, he has got a dodgy past. I don't know. But, he wouldn't be on the radio if he had been. So I'm going to say that he was one of the good guys. There was a few there at Radio 1 amongst all that shit that was there at Radio 1. There was a few genuine people there. It was just a shame that the majority of them were, well, we know what they were. I'm not going to go into details, but we know. YouTube says Scott Barnes came out in 2005. It did, Scott, and I'll say I had no interest in it in 2005. I didn't even know of its existence. It was about 2012, 2013 when I started to take an interest, and it was 2014 before I started my channel. So before that, no, wasn't interested. Healy Trophy says, listen to Stephen Hendry. Perennially sounds like a 16-year-old. Yes, he does. John Higgins sounds about my age, 21. I guess he smokes cigars now to roughen up his voice. Donald Pletty says, need Steve Wright back on radio, or better yet, get Mark and Lard on the afternoon again. Listen to Scott Mills on Radio 2 feels like a kid's disco. Yeah, I can imagine. Helium Trophy says, think Lard is on BBC Radio 6. Both Mark and Lard are on 6 Music, but Mark's with Stuart Mack on weekend mornings. BBC 6 Music, the best station ever. If I'm up before Ken Bruce does his Pop Master segment, I have it on and the great Lauren Laverne is on it. Well, fantastic. I must get back into radio. I haven't listened to radio for ages. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that at Christmas. I'm going to put the radio on, because I mean, like everyone, I've got all the channels. I mean, if you've got Freeview, you've got all the radio channels, haven't you? Basically, but I'm gonna do that at Christmas. I'm gonna spend about 2 hours, and I'm gonna go for all the radio stations and have a listen. And you never know, I might find one I like. Who knows? Anyway, I could be waffling on here all night, but I won't. I'd just like to say thanks to everyone for watching part 3.1 actually, after YouTube cut me off. 3.1 of Breaking Point, the story of my life. No, not really. And I'll be back tomorrow, around about the same time, about 12:30, 1:15, for part 4 of Breaking Point. Helium Trophy says 6 Music is the good stuff. That's a good idea. I need to do that as well. Yes, I'm definitely going to do that. Just go through the radio and see if I can find something decent, because I mean, I used to be obsessed with the radio 1 and Radio 2. that was all I used to listen to, and I used to have them on like all day and 24/7. It was just non-stop. But I don't know, about the past 10 years now, it's been a good 10 years since I've even listened to a radio station, because I haven't got a car, you see, so I don't listen to anything in the car because I haven't got one. So at home, I haven't listened to anything from home for ages. Anyway, that's it. End of my waffle, because I'll be back tomorrow for more waffle. So thanks everyone for watching tonight's Breaking Point. You have been awesome as always, and it's been awesome as always to listen to your chat. So thanks very much to all of you for your chat. It's always nice to waffle away at nearly 3 o'clock in the morning in the UK. So thanks to Lionel Plessy, thanks to the Helium Trophy, thanks to Matthew D'Souza, and thanks to Scott Barnes as well. I think that was everybody. Yes, it is. So thank you everyone, and good night to you all, and I will be back tomorrow, as I say, around about 12:30, 1:15, whatever, maybe a little bit earlier, and for part 4 of Breaking Point. So thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Helium Trophy, I am now off to vigorously inspect some more Pauline Sanzay, if that's the right name, Sanzay pictures. Yes, vigorously inspect for possibly the next 2 hours. And I might fall asleep. But saying that, I should probably fall asleep about 5 minutes after I've stopped this stream. So anyway, thank you everyone. You've been awesome as always. Don't forget, I will join you back tomorrow here for part 4 of Breaking Point. Now, I say we may be able to get this going into next week as well, which is fine by me if we finish it next week, because that'll be getting very close to Christmas, and that'll be fine, because I think it's about 18 chapters and we're on about 9 or 10 at the moment. So we'll get 3 more chapters done tomorrow, and then we'll finish the rest off next week. I'll definitely finish it next week. If I'm still into Friday and we haven't finished it, I'll just keep going with the chapters until we get to the end. But as I say, I think it's about 18, so we should be fine. Anyway, thank you everyone, awesome as always, and I'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. If anyone remembers that. Yes, that was anyway, I'm off, bye bye.